guys, and today we're actually gonna have kind of a special episode. I don't have anything defined to upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so sometimes I just put in some random videos, like today's, but of course it's Pokemon related. So, I would suppose that most of you already heard, if you're watching this video at least, that there was a leak with some sprites, some beta sprites, for a few Pokemon that were from the 4th gen, specifically in Diamond and Pearl. So today we're going to be viewing this article. It's going to show us some of the sprites, and I know I'm a bit late on this. It's currently the 5th of August at the time I'm filming this, and this specific post was on the 26th of July. I think these beta sprites came out a bit earlier actually. I'm not totally sure on that. But I'm going to be reading through this article and reacting to some of the sprites. I've seen them. I don't know if I've seen all of them. I haven't checked. But without further ado, we'll just go through this. Okay, so as you see the title, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl beta sprites leak. Include Garchomp, legendaries, and more. The latest leaks for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl show off the beta sprite designs for Garchomp, Rotom, and some Sinnoh legendaries. Over the last few months, the source codes for various Pokemon games have leaked online through 4chan. It's always 4chan. Allowing data miners to discover hidden secrets that never made it into the game's final product. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl's source code leaked back in May, and data miners have now discovered some of these same secrets. Presented by the Pokemon historian Dr. Lava, some new leaks for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl reveal some of the sprites of Pokemon used in the game's beta versions. Viewers can see Garchomp sprite, Rotom sprite, the sprites of legendary Pokemon, and the spirits of dozens of other Pokemon. Sprites. So, the accuracy of the look of the beta sprites varies to that of the canon designs. Pokemon like Garchomp and Togekiss almost look and feel nothing like their counterparts. Beta Garchomp's entire color scheme is different, and it takes a more rounded appearance than the final version. Beta Togekiss looks a lot more sinister than the bright-eyed final version it turned into. So we have a tweet here from the guy who actually leaked it. So the new Pokemon leak yesterday. There was a new Pokemon leak, Gen 4 beta sprites, dated June 30th, 2006. 3 months before Diamond and Pearl's release. 3 months before, dude. That's wow. Presumably stemming from the same hack as all the other leaks from the last few years. The new leaks include some amazing beta designs. So we have Gible, Gabite, and Garchomp. And of course we know that that doesn't look anything like the current evolution line. No, sorry about that. Of course we know that doesn't look like anything of the current evolution line, right? And to be honest, it looks kind of good. I mean, apart from comparing it to Garchomp and its evolution line, I think it looks interesting. I think it could pass as an actual Pokemon, you know? I mean, they could maybe modify a bit and implement it in a future game, but I actually think it looks really cool. It reminds me kind of like a Sandshark, and I suppose that's what Garchomp is inspired by. The middle evolution is kind of weird, comparing it to the first and last stage. But if they tweak it around a bit, I think they can make it work. I think I definitely like a lot more how Garchomp ended up being. I always argue that Garchomp and Gabite look like pretty similar. I'm not too much of a fan of that. And in my personal opinion, this Gible right here, the beta sprite, is actually much better. I mean, if they would have made it like this with the color scheme of Garchomp, then that would have been really cool. So we have Togekiss here. Yesterday, some newly discovered Diamond and Pearl beta sprites leaked on 4chan, and by all appearances, they're legit. The leak included Togekiss beta sprite, which you can see here compared to the final sprite that ended up in Diamond and Pearl's final build. Here is another case Here's another case in which I actually think the Beta Sprite looks really cool. They couldn't pass that as a new Pokemon because it looks way too similar to the final form, right? But me personally, I really like the Beta Sprite. I think I like it a lot more, actually. It could use a little bit more of detail. But apart from that, the way the body is shaped, and I don't know if that's hair over the head or if it's like spikes, I really like how that looks, how it appears. I don't know, I guess it depends on what you're looking for in the Pokemon, like attitude-wise. Because of course, Togekiss being the last evolution of Togepi, you would expect something like happy, fluffy, something like the final form, of course. But if you take it like individually and you don't think about the Togepi evolution line, then the Beta Sprite I think is much better. After a few refinements, a bit of detail, I think it would look really, really good. Well, Giratina follows the same pattern. Its beta version looks like it could be a fairy type legendary dog rather than the deity of antimatter. Well, in Gen 4 there was no fairy type, so I don't think they planned the existence of fairy types way back in 2006. Because when did fairy types come out? Like, was it with X and Y? I think it might have been with X and Y. I'm not completely sure. But still, that was like 2013, wasn't it? Somewhere along that timestamp. As for Arceus and Rotom, Dr. Lowell describes them best calling them placeholders. Yeah, I've seen them, and I think for sure they are placeholders, as they don't really look like seriously considered designs. I would highly doubt they are seriously considered designs. Some fans point out that Arceus Beta would work if it were some kind of mysterious Lovecraftian horror Pokemon. I mean, maybe. We'll get to see that right now. So, the new leak of Gen 4 Beta Sprites includes early designs for about a dozen single Pokemon. The leak also included a few legendaries that are really more placeholders than Beta Sprites, but still interesting nonetheless. So yeah, like if you see, for example, Arceus's Beta Sprite, it's like no. I mean, no way in hell would a Game Freak pass that as a Pokemon, like at all. And about the Rotom, I think it looks kind of okay. It looks really simplistic, but you can see the what their point was, what the message was that they were trying to transmit. I like that they made it enclosed into whatever Rotom is. I'm not completely sure what it is, but you can see the idea behind the Beta Sprite. With Arceus, it's just a thing. And yeah, not a very good thing at that. Darkrai has a really cool Beta Sprite. It's very simplistic, so of course you know it's a Beta Sprite, like you can detect it right away. But it actually makes a lot of sense. Like you see the transition from this all the way to its final form, and you're like, okay, I can see the evolution of the Beta Sprite. Giratina, on the other hand, is a bit of a different story. It has its 6 legs, from what I can see. I'm not sure what those gems are on top of the legs. Not completely sure. It looks more like an angel than a demon. So they might have changed Giratina's whole story, like right at the end, because I think they said that these sprites were labeled actually 3 months prior to the releases. So they had to make a lot of changes, like to pass from this Giratina to its final form. That's a whole lot of process. And of course, the idea might have changed as well, as I was saying. Like for example, the Beta Sprite looks much more like an angel theme, and they describe it as a fairy actually. While we have our Demon King here. So I would have liked, like, was there a Beta Sprite for the different form? The other form is Origin, right? I think it's called Origin. I'm not completely sure. It loses all its legs, turns like a giant worm or something. But okay, let's see. Out of the 4 rarest beta Pokemon revealed, Darkrai's design is the only one that looks similar to the final version. Yeah, that's what I said. The majority of the collection of regular Pokemon also seemingly look like their final versions. If one were to look at them alone with the side-by-side comparison Dr. Lava provided, it would still be fairly easy to tell which beta designs go with which Pokemon. Like, yeah, if you look at Darkrai, you know that's Darkrai, right? But if you look at that, you maybe can guess it's a Rotom, but, like, come on, dude. I don't think anyone could guess that's an Arceus, right? And that's a Giratina. But if you go to Togekiss, for example, you can tell. And if you go to the Garchomp line, you can probably tell as well. Maybe not so much with Gabite and Gible, but with Garchomp for sure, right? And there's more Pokemon here, right? The new Gen 4 beta leaks included about a dozen Pokemon whose beta sprites were significantly different to their final form, the final sprites. Here's a comparison for 4 of them, with beta sprites on the left and final sprites on the right. I'll post some more shortly. I'm not sure if we get to see the other ones on this post, but okay. So we have Cranidos and Rampardos, I think were their names. It's the fossil Pokemon in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. I don't like how they changed Cranidos, or I'm not completely convinced. I mean, I enjoy that they made the colors a bit different, because you can see it has 2 colors. Here it just has like a really, really dark blue and a really light blue, some would say, but the difference isn't that notable. So you can tell it's a beta sprite. I really do like how his eyes are red. Kind of looks like he smoked some weed, but I can see the transformation from this beta sprite all the way to its final sprite, right? Although the beta sprite looks kind of good, I'm not gonna lie. Rampardos, on the other hand, I enjoy that they changed the color scheme because it matches the prior evolution. I always like that. The pose on the beta sprite is kind of okay, but I don't know, maybe I'm so familiar with the normal pose on the sprite that I'm more comfortable seeing this. But it does seem like he's much smaller. Maybe it's because of the pose, maybe. But if it isn't because of the perspective, then they could have made him a bit bulkier. That would have been cool. Apart from that, I like that they emphasized bigger horns towards the side. I think that's pretty okay. They could have maybe kept the 5th horn right in the middle, right? Because I think that would have looked pretty okay. Yanmega looks kind of weird. I can see where they were going with the beta sprite. But considering it's not a bee, I don't think dragonflies actually hold their tail like that, right? I would suppose their tails are kind of like what you would use in a helicopter, so to maintain their steering and basically their pose midair, right? So this sprite makes a lot more sense to me personally. I'm no bug expert, but that's just my best guess, and I might be totally wrong on that. But that's what made sense to me. The color scheme, they kind of maintained the same color for their body. They made it a bit more towards the red side, their eyes and the spots. I don't know if I'm a fan that they changed the colors on the limbs. I think maybe they could have added some features on the limbs that would be the same color as what he has on the wings, on his back tail, and the color of his eyes. I think that would have been good. Apart from that, they didn't change too much, I think. I mean, I might be skipping something. I think they made the horns, or whatever those spikes are, a bit smaller. I guess I'm okay with that. I think it fits good with the design. And yeah, well, Vespiquen now. It looks very, very weird. I don't know what those purple details are. Or what that blue face is. That doesn't look good to me. I can see the red eyes because, you know, angry bee. I don't know, when you envision someone that's angry, you envision their eyes red, I suppose. Me personally, I really like the color of Vespiquen in the beta spray. I can understand why they made it more of a potent yellow, you know? It's kind of like a baby duck yellow. But this kind of like rusty gold, or yeah, maybe gold, I'd say. It looks really good. I like how it looks. I like the design of the newer Sprite, of course, but if they would have kept this little color scheme for the body, they could still add the black stripe, right? The arms do look terrible, but apart from that, it looks pretty okay, to be honest. There are also some instances of scrapped gender differences, or how the looks of some Pokemon would vary depending on whether or not they're male or female. We know that in Pokemon, they most of the time, I'm not sure if every single Pokemon has a gender difference, but most of the time they do have a different change in their body, and that makes it's kind of subtle, and sometimes you can only see it from certain perspectives, but it's always an interesting detail when you spot it. For example, in Pikachu's case, it has like the change in the tail. You can see it in the anime as well. For example, the change in the tail, if you don't know what I mean, it's the females have like a heart shape in the end of the tail. So they always do that kind of subtle stuff. So let's keep reading with this. Pokemon would vary depending on whether or not they're male or females. Pikachu's gender differences made it into the game more or less, but Wobbuffet, Espeon, and Kimiko, I don't remember how to pronounce that Pokemon name. I'm gonna go with Kimiko. Ended up entirely scrapped. I'm sorry for butchering that. Had Espeons been kept, it would have been interesting to see if Game Freak did the same with other evolutions. That's true, actually. What's the difference? The ears, right? Yeah, the ears are smaller on Espeon. I'm not sure if I like that. It looks kind of weird with small ears, but I'd go with accepting it, to be honest. Like, if they would have released this gender difference, I would have been like, okay. Seems okay. The change in the color scheme in Kimiko, it looks really cool. I really like it. It seems it could have been a feature added. I'm not sure if I remember off the top of my head what's the actual gender difference between male and female Kimiko. But if they would have kept this, it would have been really nice. The Pikachu one just looks weird to me. Like, of course they kept the tail feature, and this is what I was talking about, right? The female has like a heart and a tail. But the ears down, to be honest, it doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good to me. There's something about it that just doesn't. So I'm glad they didn't keep that, and the tail feature is really cool though. With Wobbuffet though, if I do remember, it does have lipstick when it's in female, right? The other change here that didn't apparently get kept is it has like a longer blob. I wouldn't call it hair, but let's suppose it's hair. So it has longer hair, right? The female version compared to the male. That of course isn't implemented. The lipstick on the other hand is, but it's always been weird to me. Like, how did Wobbuffet end up having lipstick? Like, maybe it's described in some Pokédex entry that it's not lipstick. But to me, it's always been that, and it is weird. But okay. So Dr. Lova alludes to having more beta versions to post on his Twitter, but these are it as of this writing. However, other Pokemon game beta leaks included the infamous Space World demo of Pokemon Gold and Silver, and some evidence for Pokemon Yellow having a counterpart called Pokemon Pink. Maybe with Jigglypuff. Okay, so there's nothing more to this article. I'm gonna go ahead and go here. Let's see if we can see more beta sprite differences. That would be cool. Let's just let it load then. Okay, there it's loaded. Okay, so we've seen these two. It says Nintendo Hacker was the source of beta Pokemon leaks. Leaked beta sprites from Gens 1, 2, and 4 came from a Nintendo server hack. So they kind of did the same thing with the ears for Raichu, which is the evolution of Pikachu, of course. It looks much better on Raichu than it looks on Pikachu. Like, the difference in the ears, it looks much better on Raichu. I'm still not completely a fan, Maybe I'm too accustomed to watching or to seeing Raichu in its actual form. But if they would have kept that kind of ear change only on Raichu, not on Pikachu, I would have been okay with it. And here, this is Pidgeot, right? It's not Pidgeotto, right? It's Pidgeot. The female version has less hair. That seems okay, to be honest. I mean, it's very subtle, I would say. But if they implemented it at the time, I think it would have been okay. To be honest, it's not that wow. Earlier this week, Hunters of... Okay, I think we've read through this. I'm not going to read through that section. I'm going to see if there's more sprites directly, and we're going to just watch them. Okay, so there's quite a few sprites on here. Okay, let's see. Where did this take us? I wanted to see if we can zoom into the photos. Okay, this lets zoom in a bit more. What Pokemon are these? These are leaks from other moments, right? Isn't it? Isn't this Houndour and Houndoom? What's Yurufuman? Oh, I remember these. These were from way back, aren't they? Yeah, it's August 23rd, 2019. Yeah, it's not what we're looking at right now. Yeah, those are from last year. Let's see if there's more gender differences. That's what I was trying to look for. I'm not sure if they included it in this article. Oh, here it is. They added differences for all the other evolutions. Are they all in the ears? They are. Okay, so the one we saw was the Espeon one, right? So you can see it has smaller ears compared to the male version. And apparently they just went ahead and did that with all the other... Well, not all the others, some of these. They did it with Umbreon. They did it with Vaporeon and Jolteon. The thing with the ears, right? It looks really, really weird. Like, I could maybe dig Espeon if they would have released this difference. But looking at Espeon with those little ears, I was like, no, dude. Jolteon looks pretty cute, though. It looks pretty okay. And to Vaporeon, I don't know, it just makes the face look really weird when they're so small. Not a fan. Are these gender differences? Or is this just something else? The most interesting aspects of today's Gen 4 beta sprite leaks. Oh my god, dude. Okay. The most interesting aspects of today's Gen 4 beta sprite leaks are the scrap gender differences, but here's some interesting non-gender sprites. Lugia, Nosepass, Banera, and Shiny Weevil. Beta and final. Oh, so these are beta like we watched last time. They didn't change at all, to be honest. If you see the beta Venereal, it looks kind of the same. Actually, it looks really cute, but I like that they changed the ears a bit. It just gives it like another pizzazz. I don't know. This kind of, the beta form kind of looks a lot like, was it Diggersby? I think it was Diggersby. I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of Diggersby. I don't know why they made Weavile pink, but I'm glad they changed it, if it's much better. They changed a bit the color scheme for Nosepass. It's okay. Really don't have an opinion on that one. And for Lugia, I actually think black would have been really cool, but I'm not complaining for the change they made. What is this? Gastrodon looks so ugly. Like what? Okay, so they apparently changed his whole face. I feel like they changed the color scheme a bit as well. I like Shellos. Shellos looks really cool with that like tail thingy it has. I like the beta version of Shellos. But the beta version of Gastrodon, dude, it's horrible. Like, look at those things on his head. I really do prefer those little horns he has. And I like that I think they made him like kind of more slender looking by changing the form of the line that outshapes what I would suppose is like his shell. I like how they added those spots, and that lining to the shell makes it look really, really good. And the change to the tone of the pink makes it look pretty good as well. What are these? Prior to the release of Gen 3, a demo was exhibited at Festa 2002 in Japan. A screenshot reveals Sharpedo and Pelipper's demo sprite. Release version sprites below for comparison. So, those were the demo sprites, I suppose. They didn't change too much, to be honest. They're kind of the same. Maybe a bit of a tweaks on the color schemes to make them look better or something. So here's the change in Weavile that we saw. Oh, hold on. Weavile is pink? So I totally got mistaken when I was talking about Weavile's forms. It was talking about shiny, because I said I'm glad you didn't make him pink. But apparently that's the shiny form, isn't it? I did not know Weavile shiny was pink. So, the beta shiny looks really bad, because it looks really similar to the normal one, right? But from beta to beta of the normal face, they actually didn't change much at all. Like, I think they tweaked the color palette just a tiny bit, and they changed the pose just enough to make it look a bit cooler. I can go on board with that. But the beta shiny is just horrible. And that's what Game Freak does actually with a lot of shinies. It just changes really, really slightly from the original form, which sometimes makes shiny hunting a pain, to be honest. So here's a few more gender difference. Female Mudkip looks like it has a smaller fin. That looks so terrible, like really, really ugly. I would not approve of that. Grovyle, is this something with the hair? I think it's something with the hair, right? Oh, it's the leaves. My bad. And the hair, they're actually leaves as well. Male version has bigger leaves than the female. I don't think I like it. I don't think I like the change. I think them having the same size leaves is actually really cool. With Milotic, let's see. What did they actually change? The length of the hair. I really like the long hair. I would keep that. And with Arcanine, a bit in the hair as well. This one has like really puffy, and this one has like kind of a smooth texture towards the hair. I really like the original puffy one. What did they change with these? The flowers seem the same. They changed like a little bit of the color scheme down here on the leaves, right? But that's like almost nothing. What about with this one? I may be like really blind and non-observant. This little speck right here on, I don't know if that's hair or something that she has on her face. The female version has like a little brown speck, right? Okay. Curlia. Female and male. I like that. I like that change. I think that gender difference would be really interesting to implement. Weird they didn't do it. The Heracross one, I do not dig at all. Like, I really like Heracross with the giant horn. Wishcash with the whiskers. No, I'm not sure I would like it. I mean, it looks okay, but I don't know. I guess because we're so accustomed to seeing the actual Wishcash, right? So maybe that's what makes the difference. What's this one? It's not Slowbro. Slowking, right? Or is it Slowbro? I think it's Slowking. It changed like the horns that it has on the Shelder on its head. I would keep the original. I really don't like that change in gender. Yeah, it just doesn't convince me. It just looks really weird. It doesn't look necessarily bad, but it just doesn't have that, I don't know, that effect at the end that you say, yeah, that looks good. It just doesn't comply to that. And is there anything else? No, there isn't. Okay. So I suppose this is where I'm going to end the episode. I just wanted to do like a quick review on the sprites. I know I'm really late on this. And I did see a few of them before, but not all of them. I didn't go out of my way to actually see them. I just saw them on social media and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys probably knew or have already seen the differences between sprites and stuff. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed, and I would like to hear your opinions on if you like the gender differences that could have been implemented, and on which Pokemon, of course, because a lot of them are different. If you like the beta sprites, and how surprised were you to see some of the beta sprites, especially those placeholders? Like, it's okay if you want to make a placeholder, but like, dude, that looks really, I don't know, I'm at a loss of words for those. So make sure to leave your comments below about your opinions on these beta sprites that were leaked. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope everyone is doing well. You can visit my social media. I always leave the links in the description below, as well as an invite to my Discord channel if you want to join. You could also visit my blog. I post there every Sunday, and the link is below as well. Apart from that, I hope everyone is doing well. I love you all much, and I hope you have a wonderful week. See you guys in the next episode.